So it's I will show up for myself, past, present, and future. And I think I am learning that, right? I am slowly but surely learning what it means to show up for myself.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to Let's Talk Sis. I'm Shekinah, your host, and as we spend time together, I can promise you three things. I'll be honest, I'll make you laugh, and I won't hold back. Let's Talk Sis is your essential girl talk destination where you'll hear about life from the perspective of a black woman in America, as our stories often go untold. I can assure you, while honest, we are a community for growth and love. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the podcast. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk, sis.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Sis. It's me, your girl. I'm Shekinah, your host, and I am so excited to have you here. I tell y'all this because I mean it, and it's true. Every week you decide to come back and talk to me, I truly appreciate it. Time is the one valuable asset we are not going to get back, as my mother always said. And so I truly appreciate y'all spending that with me. You're not going to get this time back. And so I hope I can make it as enjoyable for you as possible. Listen, if you are listening to this, just now for the first time, that means that you did not catch us live. I am doing a pre-recorded live episode every Friday over on YouTube, okay? They get to see all the teams, okay? This is the real sisterhood. We get to see the behind the scenes. You get to see the setup. You get to see the mess up. You get to see some other projects and products that I'm working on. And we just have a real good time. We do a little dancing, a little kikiing, all the things. So join us Friday at 2 o'clock over on YouTube. I'm posting it everywhere, so you should see it, okay? And then when you see it, share it with somebody, okay? Tell somebody that needs to be in a live, because if you're part of the live, you get to be a part of the sisterhood. You'll get to join in on the conversation. You'll get to also be heard, okay? This is a platform for us to create a safe space for all of us black women. So come on over. I would love to have you. Okay, second announcement. Drum roll, please. Shout out to all my new followers! Yay! I mean, technically, okay, because we just started this YouTube page in January, all of y'all are new followers. 83 of you, 84, excuse me, of y'all are all brand new followers. And I want to take a moment to just say thank you. I avoided YouTube for a long time because I know how I am. I'm a perfectionist. I need things to look a certain way, be a certain way. I would say today I am at a 6 for how satisfied I am with my set. And I will take a 6. A 6 means you'll come back. You may not be in love, but you will come back, okay? And I'm only saying that because the fact that y'all have seen me go from a bed in the background, a white background, some random purple lights, this velvet room backdrop, and my fake plant, and y'all rocking with me. I appreciate it. I will be honest with y'all the whole time, and I want y'all to know I'm gonna continue to improve myself. I'm gonna continue to try things till I get it exactly how I like it. But all of y'all who are listening to me, who are showing up, I like that. I appreciate that. Now, what I would like to see is y'all sign off in the comments a little bit more, okay? Just tell me something. Let me know you're here. You don't have to say much. You could just leave a purple heart. You could leave a comment. You could leave a question. You could just, I don't know, say hi, but you better be kind, okay? Be nice. Be appropriate, okay? But I want to see you in the comments. I want to say thank y'all for rocking with me. I want to engage more. And just shout out to y'all. Continue to share the podcast. Continue to let the peoples know what we got going on over here, because every day something new is happening. And I'm here for that, okay? Okay, what's my next church announcement? Oh, also, I'm going to be more intentional about being in the comments. moments. I have not. I don't know. When you start a podcast, you don't really consider the footwork and the groundwork. I didn't really consider the footwork and the groundwork into really going out and finding your people and letting your people know you exist. So if you see me in the comments, if you see me popping my stuff more, if you see me promoting and posting, it is because I need the people to know I'm here. I need the people to know we are here. I need the people to know there is a safe space for us. We can show up authentically. Your story actually does matter. So if you see me out there, just say hello. That's all. Okay? Okay. Okay, so moving on. What do we want to talk about today? Let me see. I think today I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue the Ten Commandments journey, if you will. I shared with y'all a few episodes ago that I created some Ten Commandments for myself, and they are acting for me as a framework for decision making, for being, how I show up in certain spaces, how I don't show up in certain spaces, and just kind of helping, again, just frame certain things for me going on. And so today I want to talk about the last one on my list. Again, there aren't really in any particular order, but it's just last on my list. And I'm not sharing them in any particular order, just in whatever way the Spirit moves me. Amen. This one is that I will show up for myself, past, present, and future. Okay. So first, I want to talk about why I had to distinctly identify past, present, and future. As y'all know, I just turned 30. And I truly feel as if I stepped into a different space, a different sphere of life. People always talk about, well, not people always, but there are people who talk about, you always have existed, and your past self just has to catch up with your future self, and all these different selves are out there. It's just a matter of them aligning and finding alignment and all this jazz. And I feel like, okay, well, if that is the case, I'm stepping into the next self that's going to take me into this next phase. In that, while I'm the same person in a lot of ways, I'm absolutely not the same person. And I think it's easy to remain the same when you feel this loyalty to that person. You feel like, well, that person got me through this, that person made me that person is the reason I do or I don't. And you feel attached to that person. You love that person. You were that person, and God knows 20 somethings, teen somethings, how much work you have to, mental work you have to do to even love yourself, right? So there's an extreme, for me, there was an extreme attachment, to that girl. And a lot of things that girl did not receive that she needed: love, care, support, respect, being seen in general. A lot of it she did not get. But I think present self is intentional about ensuring I do get those things. That I say, I've been saying this, 30 is about doing the things I said I'm going to do. Being the person I say I'm going to be. Having the conversations, doing the things, right? That's the title of my book, Doing the Things, this chapter right now. And therefore, future self is only going to benefit. And she's not even going to be this person, because this person is discovering, is building the foundation. She will be standing on the foundation, right? And I can only imagine the difference that will make, right? And so I have to identify those three different parts of myself, because it will determine how I will and will not show up in certain spaces. Sometimes this action that I'm doing, working out, for example, past self is over it. She's done. Hang it up. It's hard. It's work, and you got to do it every day. There, ew, right? She's not here for that. Present self is absolutely not gonna not work out. She's going to get it in. I still got to get my workout in today, and it's freaking it'll be 4 o'clock by the time I get done with all this. But it's happening, right? That's the decision I'm making. And future self is gonna be even fiercer because her body gonna be banging. You understand me? Okay. So I cannot make a decision with past self, and I have to know when I'm fighting it, when I'm resisting something, or sometimes when I'm a drawn to laying in the bed all day. Is that a response of the past me, the me that is lazy, the me that doesn't like to do hard things, the me that shies away from risk? Is this decision being made from her point of view, or is this decision being made for this person's point of view? Sometimes I need to, I have what I call club kind of right now because the summertime is outside on the patio. I got my lights, I have my music, I got fire, I got a candle going, and I might sit out there and color. I might sit out there and blow bubbles. I might sit out there and play solitaire. All of those things are for little baby me, right? She gets off on, that's her vibe, that's her jam, just being in her close quarters, doing her little creative vibe, doing her little thing. I do my own nails. That is something that past me and present me still really loves. I don't know, maybe future me will be over it and I'll go get them done in the shop, but those are kind of the little things that I do to show up for myself or to acknowledge that these different parts of me exist. I spoke about this on the last episode about holding space for change. I have to honor those parts about myself that existed from a place of survival. The person who learned how to make anything work. I have to understand that that skill may be valuable, but I also need to check and recognize when I'm doing it because I'm trying to be creative and make something out of nothing, or because the environment is simply lacking what I need to be great. For example, this podcast. The part of me that can take something out of nothing is the reason that this podcast exists. I took an idea from my head and said, I want to talk to people. I have developed it into a brand. I have developed it into a community. I have developed that into, if y'all can see my setup right now, using a chair to hold my ring light and all kind of MacGyverish things are going on in the background. And that is excellent that I have utilized that skill because now I've taken this idea from my head and boom, we have a product. But the same making something out of nothing spirit can also arrive in a friendship, for example. I'm not getting anything out of this friendship, but I keep pacifying their behavior. I keep saying, oh, well, that's just how they am. They don't show up for me, but it's okay. We can still be cool because every now and again when we get on the phone, we keep. Or, they always taking digs at me, but, they take digs at everybody. So it's cool. I can just suck it up and I can deal with it. Or the same me that I was having this conversation with my friend earlier when I was supposed to move down to South Florida, everything changed. I was supposed to move in with my dad and his stepwife, and 2 weeks before, they called me talking about you're not able to live with us. And that same make nothing out of something out of nothing spirit was like, okay, bet I'm gonna still go, I'm gonna still move, and it's gonna still be successful. However, the domino effect of that was I'm in survival mode now because I am in an environment where I don't have what I need, where I'm not given what I was told I would be given, but something in me doesn't speak up. Something in me doesn't say something. Something in me just says, you know what, make it work. You'll be okay. You can figure it out. You're creative. You'll develop whatever you need, right? And so in the self in me today, I have to honor that. Is this clicking in because this is a time where you get to be creative and you get to use that skill you developed and turn it into something positive? Or is this activating because this space and this environment is not giving you what you need? And you are going to then begin to compromise and be a little too creative for your own good, right? And silently suffer in these situations because you're making something out of nothing when really you need to speak up and say what you need. or really you need to do the things you need to do to get you out of this situation, or really you need to have the conversation with that person so that they can understand what the hell is actually going on. So that is, the importance for me of breaking it all the way, breaking down the difference between past, present, and future. Because I am all of these people, but they can only hold so much space in so many times. Because if I get to thinking about future me, what she wants, what she does, and what she needs too much, present me will not be satisfied. We will not be happy. We will constantly complain. We will find something so wrong, right? We won't be content with the story, with the journey, with the process, and that is also something I have struggled with. Constantly having this picture, this idea in my head of what it's going to be and how it's going to turn out, and trapped in that, and not reflecting, which is something I am not innate to doing, not looking back on all that I actually have accomplished, all that I actually have come from, all that I've worked through or worked out. And so I spiral. I get stuck in thinking, dang, I'm not doing something right. I'm not doing something right, but I have to check myself and say, hold on. Future you, she gonna have that shit together. She's gonna worry about those things, right? I was just saying this too. Also, you think about the things you want to do for your kids and the way you want to show up for your children. I ain't got nan kid, ain't trying to make one today, but I know it's going to be something I want to do, and I know these things are important to me. How I want to show up in my kids' life in certain ways are important to me, and if I get too caught up in, well, in order to show up like that, I need this, and I don't have this right now. Well, shoot, I want to be able to take my kids on international trips, and in order to do that, I need $100 million. I don't have $100 million today, but I bet you I could get it. I bet you it's not. That's the thing. So it's like I don't even have $100 million, so we're not even gonna worry about that right now. But we will worry about back planning. Okay, you need $100 million. First, let's start with making one. First, let's start with making 100,000. You know what I'm saying? So I have to also honor. Okay, she can worry about that stuff. That stuff can be important to you, but you can't get caught up and tied up in trying to be all of these things at one time. Okay. So now, what does it mean to show up? What does it mean to show up? So it's I will show up for myself, past, present, and future. And I think I am learning that, right? I am slowly but surely learning what it means to show up for myself. I am taking I need to get a term. And Kimberly, you can tell me what's the best term to describe Discover Your Destiny? A life coaching program, right? I am taking a life coaching program called Discover Your Destiny. I've mentioned it to you guys before, and it is really helping to bring up, bring out, bring forth, you know, a lot. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a lot, but in the best way, right? In the way that you are learning. The program is very intentionally designed to learn about you and how your creation is aligned with God's plan for you, right? She says it's a life coaching program that allows you to build a deep personal relationship with God and connect you to your true, authentic self. Exactly that. And so the process so far, right, has been a lot of introspection. There have been some personality tests, some skills tests to help you to see those ways, those idiosyncrasies, those desires, those shortcomings about you that have always existed, that those things in fact have language, those things in fact have space, intention, design, and utility in ways that you may never consider. And what do I mean by that? So, yeah, those things in fact have purpose, right? Have always been an emotional being. We have agreed to use a different term, being a feeler, and I'm using emotional. And use them interchangeably to help understand the context of the conversation. All my life, right? I remember very distinctly playing. First off, I wasn't allowed to watch That's So Raven growing up because she was a psychic, right? Psychic was the work of the devil on Disney. And so, because of that, I remember playing Go Fish. Oh man, this is crazy. All of this is happening at this time. I was playing Go Fish with some of my friends. And I have always had a very much so knowing spirit, right? I've always just had a very intuitive on random things. I live for the day when I can hone in this knowing and I can be like, what they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Okay, anyway. And I can hone it in. But until then, it'll randomly be, I'll think about somebody, they'll text me. I'll set, the TV show will be House Hunters, and I'll say that house is 27,000, and I'll get it right within a very good margin. I'll like numbers or words, or I know they're about to say this. I've always just, it's come to me, right? So we playing Go Fish, and I'm kicking butt because I know what y'all got in y'all head. Not because I know, but just because I know. I got a feeling. So then finally one of them said, dang, what are you, a psychic or something? When I tell you that broke me down. Because I was told psychics were the work of the devil, and now you calling me the devil. And you calling me the devil because I just happen to be good at the game, in my mind at the time. That's a whole lot, right? That's a whole lot because girl, what? She didn't say that, right? But anyway, I said that to say that made me cry. That was how sensitive I was. Okay, that's how sensitive I was. How easy you could hit that button. And at the time, and at that age, when something would happen, I was shut down completely. I remember very distinct times where something wouldn't go my way. I would be told no or whatever, and I would just sit there like this. Complete silent treatment. Kind of I need don't nope. I'm and checked out, sitting there pouting, right? Now knowing that's emotional manipulation as an adult, right? Because I still would kind of do it. But that's what that was, right? And so through that, right? That's a framework. You grow up and you cry at the drop of a dime, and people say things, and your feelings are always hurt, right? People don't understand why certain things or ways they would say things would bother you. People not getting why you're just so sensitive. I don't understand why you're so sensitive. I didn't mean it like that, but you're so sensitive. Yes, I am. Like, what the you want me to do? Like, you want me to stop feeling? You want me to go inside my little bag of feelings and then just take it off and put it on the bed? Like, is that what you think it is? It's a cloak of feelings that I can just put on and off? Like, you don't understand that I came out like this? You think I just want to be crying over shit? You think I just want to be the sensitive motherfucker in the room? Like, I just want to have to feel things? This is how I am, right? And so, bringing that forward, to discover your destiny, let's take it back a little bit. Before that, so because I'm the sensitive motherfucker, everything's bothering me, it's me, I'm the problem, right? You try to numb yourself. You have relationships with people who you feel like you don't have to explain yourself to, because I don't want to have to explain myself to because anytime I explain myself to people, they don't get it. So now I'm just going to engage with people who don't care to have conversations, period. Who just want to touch on me. That's the kind of relationships now I'm going to have, because I have not been allowed to feel my feelings, because I am the sensitive motherfucker. So let's not sense nothing. Let's just go with the flow. Let's just let things go. Let's just let it be, right? Living care, fit, loose, and fancy free. And then hits the fan, and then God brings you to your freaking knees, because that's not how I designed you. That's not how I designed you to live. Hello? So I cannot sit by, God, he cannot sit by and just let you think being numb and being frivolous with your feelings is okay. So fast forward to discover your destiny, you realize that you are given opportunities to go inside, go deeper inside, and see, hey, this has been here all along. All the way since day one. Since 5 years old playing Go Fish, crying in the class. It's always been that way. You were always supposed to be like that. And that's okay. These around you telling you who and how you should and should not be, they aren't the ones who created you. So dead that. You know, you gotta okay, I'm being harsh. I just told my friend I like a mantra over affirmation, because I think I'm very sensitive as it is. And so I need a voice in my head to come in and be like, bitch, cut that out. Stop all that crying. Okay? Or let it out. Cry. I need that kind of voice in my head. So if it feels like I'm talking at you, it's me. That's how it goes in my mind. But this program is allowing me to see, this is who you are, baby girl. This is how you were designed. And quite frankly, it's not changing. It's not changing. So even if you get all this information and you like, you might as well embrace it. You might as well accept it. Might as well. Let me see some of these comments. She says, yes, people want you to stop feeling because they don't have the ability to feel. Meanwhile, they are the ones disconnected from the world, while you are incredibly into. And if that ain't the tea that they don't want you to know, you actually are. And I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm sending this to affirm my girls out there, because you actually are right. That is actually wrong. They actually should do better. You actually know what you're talking about. Not all the time. You're not perfect. We all must be humble before the Lord. But take that with a grain of salt, with what you know what you're talking about, sis. You got it. You got it. You got it. So how all that helps you to show up for yourself is because you are no longer denying yourself. I have to feel. I gotta let it out. I have to be intentional about creating these spaces for myself. And okay, I also now know, you know what? Because I'm very sensitive in whatever way, use that word, however, I do have a tendency sometimes to take certain things more personal. I do have a tendency to not reflect on the things that I have done well. I do have a tendency to avoid the tough conversations, conflict. And having that framework allows me to sometimes step into my future self and say, hey, you need to have this conversation. You need to say the thing. You gotta do it. It don't feel good. You're not ever gonna like it. But you gotta, that lump is gonna be there when you get to saying it, but I promise you, you gotta say it. Right? I want things to be copacetic and a vibe and good energy, but that's not gonna serve me being future self. Current self is stuck in that. Current self is past self ain't even thinking about saying it. Past self is just whatever. Y'all deal with it. It's cool. You be shiesty. I got it. You ain't show up. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. That's very much past self. Future current self is like how you said you didn't how you didn't you should have. I don't think you showed up for me how you said you would. That's me right now. She might whisper it or put it in a text message. You didn't do what you say you're gonna do. That is me right now, okay? But I bet give me some time on that thing. We having this conversation face to face, big dog. Okay? Give me some time. I promise you. So recognize showing up for myself looks like taking a program like this, diving in, asking the questions, not denying myself, creating the spaces, having the hard conversations, showing up to the mat. All of that is how I show up for myself. And in all of that, there's revelation. There is restoration. There's revolution. Okay. There's reassurance. There is, what other R word? Repairing. There's revival. Amen. All of that is in showing up for yourself and honoring the self that is taking space in this moment. Honoring the self that needs you in this moment. In this moment, right? Sometimes you ain't got it in you to do the work, and the little girl in you just needs a good show and a snacky poo. And that's okay. But sometimes you gotta put your big girl drawers on and you gotta show up and do the thing you said you was gonna do. And so I'm done telling my business. I would love for you to tell me some of yours in the comments, or you can join us live on the YouTube and sound off and be a part of the conversation, because as my girl said, you are not the problem. And I like to say I'm not always right, but usually right about 97.8% of the time. And that number feel accurate. That number feel real accurate to me. So listen, if you like me, if you know somebody like me, or if you're completely, totally different from me, but you enjoyed this conversation, please share it with somebody that you love, that you like, or that you want to love and like, and they just need a little advice, okay? We're here for all the people. I was going to say we don't judge, but we might. But it's a safe space. I promise it's a loving judgment, okay? Because not all that be right, okay? Okay. So share this with your aunties, your sisters, your besties, all the people. Leave me a comment, some purple hearts or something, and let me know you're listening. And if you have not, please join us over on the Facebook. That is another extension of the sisterhood. We continue the conversation. You get weekly journal prompts as well. So just to help your mind jog a little bit down these pathways that I have gone or plan to go, I would love to hear your feedback and see your journeys as well. Again, thank y'all for listening. This has been another episode of Let's Talk Sis. I will see y'all right back here next week. Bye-bye.